Okay, we're live, so and if anybody has any questions, obviously, we're pretty casual here, so just ask. We'll try to help out best we can. So Lagomos is good, but I don't really want to draft a 2-color card. Yeah, if you my pack has a card that was just added with SOI, so this is the most recent version. Speaking of which, Pack Guardian is pretty good. There's a Ghoul Procession and a Zulaport Cutler here. That's been in here for a while. Yeah, that's been on Arena much longer than SOI. So yeah, it's in here. Yeah, really leaning towards this Pack Guardian. I don't usually love green decks, but Pack Guardian's pretty sweet. It's a really reasonable Magic card. I guess the other alternative would be like take Zulaport Cutler and try to wheel Lagomos, but I drafted the Mardu deck last week. I think Pack Guardian's cool. I want to try it out, see how it feels. Ninja the Deep Power is also not horrible, but I think I'm going to go with this. Okay, so Sifter Worm's pretty good payoff for a ramp. Yeah, Sifter Worm is like kind of the payoff in this cube for ramp. Or for like going big. Shipwreck Dazzler is a card I like a lot. It is just kind of a value card at the end of the day. But it is quite good. There's Waker Waves here, even though you can't see the art. Is there card art not loading for some of you guys, or is that just me? I don't know what's causing it. Okay, yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I mean, Dinrova Horror is not horrible. I don't really want to take it here, though. I'm going to take Sifter Worm. Took a good green card. I'll take another good green card. I don't really ever draft green in this format. Or at all. But last time I drafted green, it worked out pretty well. So I think we're going to go with that. I can see Shipwreck Dowser being a reasonable pick as well. But, yeah. I don't mind this. I'm just kind of spitballing here. Trying to draft different things. I haven't drafted this cube quite as much as the Unrestricted. Not quite as familiar with it. Ferrisman Marlowe, though, is real good. This card's really strong. Notably, I'm passing white fixings with a Conclave Mentor, which is I don't think the kind of deck I'm drafting is wanting to play the counters game plan anyways, but definitely would like to not end up in that. I think we're definitely moving into more of a big space. If I wheel Vampire Sovereign, that'd be really cool, but I think that's pretty unrealistic. If anybody's in black, I think that card's going to get taken. Likely wheels like maybe Mirror Shell Crab or one of these lands, potentially. Adonto Vanguard, maybe also if nobody's playing like Aggro or something. Canker Bloom is pretty good. There's also Thraben Inspector, Shipper of the Cosmos type cards, but I think Canker Bloom is really solid. There's a lot of really powerful enchantments in this format. It's a 2-drop to obviously block trade with, and keeps me kind of on this mono green train. Okay, so now we're going to spread out. Maybe I take Poison the Cup. Like, kind of have a control game plan going. Maybe I just take this and try to draft like Golgari control or some sort of Sultai mid-range control sort of space. I do like having some hard removal. The Foretell is quite good as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. That seems pretty good. Bushwhack is also not horrible. Could enable some splashes, but I think Poison the Cup is quite good. All right, so there's a Grapple, which could facilitate this sort of Golgari game plan that I'm talking about. That being said, it's kind of hard to turn down for Sacred Crossroads. It's just a really good card. The problem with Grapple, and this is not a complaint against Grapple, this card's great, but it is an awkward card in that like you kind of have to want to have a high creature density, right? But it's also taking up one of your valuable spell slots for a cantrip, essentially. It's good. It's still really good, but unless I know I'm going to be in that space, I don't really want to take it at the moment. I think Forsaken Crossroad is quite nice. Everybody's super quiet tonight. Deep in the tank. There's no way you're going to be able to guess what I'm drafting tonight. I like Root Coal Creeper. if I get Rise of the Ants or Shadow Beast sighting or Spider spawning, those are all really, really powerful things to be doing with a Root Cool Creeper. Okay, got a game plan. Hey, Mom, who's your pretty girl? Oh, who's your fat cat? Alright, let's see. Exclusion Mage is okay. Cult Conscript is okay. Not really doing any sack stuff, though. It kind of has a place, potentially, as like a control-y sort of card, where like you trade off something, and then you bring it back, and then it keeps trading with your opponent's cards, or it blocks, or whatever. But I don't know that I'm going to be heavy black yet. I don't know really what my colors are. Exclusion Mage is pretty interesting. And if I'm going to play this Root Cool Creeper, I would want to have early blue. Could also take Child of the Pack. It's just a powerful card. I think I'm going to take Exclusion Mage. A lot of times these decks just want time. Alright. Didn't wheel anything of note. None of these cards really excite me. I guess Ninja is, like, could be okay. I mean, otherwise there's Cohort, which is also just kind of fine. I would have to have white mana in my deck, which is not a given. Yeah, I guess we'll take Ninja here. Green, honestly, looking a little bit cut. I'll take this. There's a Neutralize and a Mist Blade, or a Moonblade Shinobi.
So the first time I had this pack, of course, that this year did not go.
I think I'm going to take the Ninja to pair with my other Ninja, just in case I have to pivot into some sort of other space, like blue-black. Sky Shroud Ambush. I don't think I'm going to miss either of these cards. So I'm going to take Sky Shroud Ambush. Okay, Deathcap Blade here. That's a really late Chimney Rabble, but I don't think red is on the list of colors that are, like, especially with the stopping ground in the back. I'll just take the Deathcap Glade and try to assume that this is going to work. Okay, here's a Clearwater Pathway, which again could facilitate like a blue and a black splash. Passing a Bushwhack and a Hypnotic Sprite, but I don't really care too much about either of these cards. I just want to get my fixing here on the wheel. Alright, so maybe those last packs just didn't have a lot of good green cards in, or a lot of green cards all in them, because getting some green hook up here at the end. Okay. So there's a Colossal Sky Turtle, Settle the Wilds, Llanowar Visionary, Cold Steel Heart. So given how late I got the Root Cool Creeper, I think Colossal Sky Turtle is not unreasonable to wheel. Maybe I take the Ornithopter of Paradise. It's a creature, it fixes my mana, it ramps me, it does like all the things I want it to do on 2 mana. It's pretty likely to die, where the Cold Steel Heart wouldn't, but it's also a creature for if I get Spider Spawning, which is a card that I'm pretty interested in the space I'm currently in, just trying to be like a big deck, and then we wheel the Colossal Sky Turtle ideally. If I don't wheel that, maybe I will wheel one of these 2 green cards, and then I'm not excited about it like I would be with the Sky Turtle, but this is pretty good. Okay, Voracious Typhon is okay. Bark Channel... Oh, Rise of the Ants. Okay, yeah, Rise of the Ants is really powerful. It's not Spider Spawning, but it is good. So, ideally, I'll wheel Organ Hoarder or this Dual Land. I'm okay with either of those, but I'm going to take this Spider Spawning. This card's really powerful. If you didn't play Midnight Hunt, it is just... A lot of times it just stabilizes you, gains you enough life to like survive your next hit, and then you flash it back, and it just does dirty things. And I've also got the Root Cool Creeper, so I'm definitely incentivized. Voracious Typhon in this pack is also another card that I'd be okay wheeling. I need to get some ramp and some mill, but, well, there's a Llanowar Elves. It doesn't fix, which is notable, but it is a play on 1, and there's not a lot of those in this cube that are this good, you know. It's like accelerate you. I know I don't have any good 3-drops yet, but I think I'm okay with this. And I probably won't wheel the Fabled Passage, but Drowned Catacombs could wheel. Behold the Multiverse could wheel. This is pretty unlikely to wheel. Maybe I wheel this. I don't know if I'd play it, but it might wheel. Let me just take Llanowar Elves though. Just want to be faster. It's okay, girl. Ooh, Behold the Unspeakable. All right, don't mind if I do. Yeah, and then this pack, Chainweb Arachneer and Duskwatch Recruiter, Sensor are all kind of cards that would be okay playables, but Beholden Unspeakable is great. Okay, so we're trying to be in like a blue-green Sultai sort of space. Just like play big spells, powerful spells, and kind of some decent interaction. So Chupadoop is probably not a card we could reasonably cast. The Poison the Cup I can manage without casting double black. I mean, I have to foretell it, but as long as I don't just desperately need to cast a card on my turn, that's a sorcery speed interaction, I should be okay. Because like if you foretell it, you know, it's a little more expensive, but you want to foretell it anyways because you get the Scry 2, which is a big part of it. Ooh, Armored Scrap Gorger is great. There's also a Serral's Pack Mate, but I think I just have to take the Armored Scrap Gorger here. Graveyard Hate, you know, decent blocker. The Servant of the Conduit is okay too, but this thing is basically like a 3/3 that's Graveyard Hate and fixes your mana and ramps you. So like, this does everything. Serral's Pack Mate would be really good, but we're already working pretty well on the value end of things, so this gets us the speed end of things. Whirler Rogue would be a really good wheel, though with 10 cards in the pack, what are the two? It's like one of the green cards, maybe the gold card, the Anachromancer. There's also 4 white cards in the pack, so maybe we will one of those. Whatever. I'm taking Scrap Gorger. I'm very happy about it. Ooh, Azkaban Archer. This card's really good. Quandrix Cultivator is also pretty good if we're trying to be a bigger deck. So I guess the question is, do I think I need the interaction more? Or the ramp? So I've got 4 acceleration pieces already. I'm a little light on removal, and Azkaban Archer is a reach creature in a deck that typically struggles with flyers. I think I'm going to go with Azkaban Archer. This card is low-key very, very good. Every time you see it, it's quite powerful. I think this card's real solid. And then it's unlikely, but there's a non-zero chance we wheel Quandrix Cultivator. Probably not Wolfwheel Haven, but maybe Quandrix Cultivator being a gold card with a pretty heavy mana committal. Maybe we get lucky and wheel that. I'd play it in the deck for sure. Breeding Pool here looking fantastic. Kazmina Enigmatic is fine. It's kind of an enchantment, but I don't really care that much. I just want to keep fixing my mana. Okay, Dread Linoworm. Oh, there's a Shadow Beast sighting. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take this. This is another one of the... It's another... Basically, it's a creature spell. But it's another flashback spell for my thing. My Root Coal Creeper. And I'm not going too crazy on that, but Shadow Beast Sighting's a pretty good card anyways, right? It's a 4 mana 4/4. It's also 7 mana 4/4. This is a Dread Little Worm, but I've already got so much top end at the moment. I think I'm okay with this. I think it's between Merfolk Branchwalker and the Shadow Beast Sighting. Yeah, and I don't really think I'm interested in the Branchwalker at the moment. I've got enough 2-drops right now to be okay. I think I'll just take the more powerful card here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 16. Oh, wow, we will Cold Steel Heart. Huh. I think I'd rather have Settle the Wild there. It doesn't always generate value. It's a little slower, but it does generate value. I guess there's also Dismiss, but I think most of the time, unless I've got Pack Guardian specifically, I'm probably tapping out every turn. So then in pack 3, I'm going to want to get a little more interaction and a couple more plays for cheap. Which I guess I could use this pick to get the Cold Steel Heart, but I'm gonna greed and take Settle the Wild. All right, we wield Voracious Typhon and Bark Channel Pathway. Well, at this point, I don't really want to be exiling my graveyard. I don't have a lot of ramp. I think I'd rather just take the Pathway here. Oh, wow, we wield Absence Pilgrim? Are we the only blue drafter? I mean, a green drafter? Huh. I mean, it's pretty good. There's also a Tail Swipe, though. I don't really have a lot. That being said, my creatures aren't that big either. They're okay. I don't have a ton of early game creatures. Maybe I'm not super interested in Tail Swipe. Maybe I'm trying to get interaction from other places. That being said, Absence Pilgrim's a pretty bad top deck in the late game. Okay. Dreamwave Arachneer is okay as a sideboard card. Dustwatch Recruiter is okay too. Dustwatch Recruiter does spend mana really well. That being said, I have 1, 2, 3 non-creature spells. I think it's more likely that I die to flyers than I run out of stuff to do. Okay, Serve of the Conduit, don't mind if I do. Red Splash Land, and then Iconoclast. Okay, so we did not Will Cultivator, which wasn't too likely to begin with. Okay, well, there's Spider Spawning. I'm 100% taking Spider Spawning. We also did Will Colossal Sky Turtle, and that is an unfortunate loss. So I could actually. Do I even care about Spider Spawning? Like, I don't have any mill. I think I'm gonna take Vorak actually. If I wheel the Spider Spawning, I'll play it. But this is tough, huh? Because I guess what I'm thinking is like I don't have that many creatures, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I'm playing like 3 spells that are basically creatures. I think I'm just not, and I had 0 mill, right? I didn't take Grapple. I didn't get any of the Satyr Wayfindery type cards. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Vorak here. Just fixes my mana. All right, well, there's one of the Vorak. I mean, one of the Satyr Wayfindery type cards. Black's been pretty cut outside this one Doomblade I've got. I mean, Prowler's not bad. I've got a couple of spells to mill with it. That being said, I think it's more like a will. Okay, Arborback Stomper is very good. Card is a great stabilizer card. Warlock class. Elspeth's Nightmare. Both solid cards. I think this is more interesting if you are a sack deck where you can really get good value out of it. I think I'm more interested in Elspeth's Nightmare. It just interacts pretty well. My mana is solid. There's nothing here I really want anyways. Dreamweaver Cascade, sure. Take the land. Where's Gale Tusker? I mean, I don't think I twist my arm about it. Playing a lot of dorky creatures, giving them all +1/+1 counters sounds pretty good. I guess alternatively I could take Circuit Mender. Circuit Mender versus Rich Scale. I guess versus Anoint. Could use a little more interaction. Somber Walled Stag. Probably a better card for my deck than that other one, the Rich Scale Tusker. Though there is an Essence Scatter too. I kind of need a cheap play. Yeah, I still need like one more good thing to do early. Essence Scatter is better when you can pair it with other counter magic because you don't always want to like pass the turn and then have your opponent play a non-creature spell. That being said, we did cut a few of the broken ones, so maybe I'm just supposed to take the stag. Stag's real good. Alright, stag's really good. We get Blossom Prancer, make disappear Obnixilus's cruelty. Well, I mean, Blossom Prancer is a Blossom Prancer, so we're going to take Blossom Prancer. Alright, and now we have to reevaluate the spider spawning, because now we have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Still only 15 creatures. Yeah, just can't get there with it, huh? Like, how many spiders do I need for me to be happy about it? That's the question. I think I'm just going to take the Shipwreck Marsh here, have really, really good mana. Cultivate, Surgical Bay, Genius Infiltrator. Probably Surgical Bay. I gotta be careful. I'm running a little low on spaces for basic lands. I do have 1 or 2 spells that care about those in my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dual or nine non-basics. Oh man. Most of them should come into play untapped. Alright, so 9, 15, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I'm going to make a few cuts. Sure. Sure. I don't know if I read anything here on the wheel. Alright, at the end of the pack. So, a little light on raw... Huh. Little light on raw card advantage. Or card draw, specifically. A lot of my cards are value-oriented cards. They're just not directly card draw. That being said, I have Behold. I've got Blossom Prancer. I've got the Settle the Wilds as well. So I want to be careful. Once I get to 6 mana, I want to just hold my... I just want to hold my lands. That way I can tutor my Sifter Worm. That being said, interested to try this deck, so let's give it a shot. Yeah. No, we'll run the Essence Scatter over the Elspeth's Nightmare main board. That way we have access to a way to beat some of these bigger creatures potentially. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I? Or I didn't say it. No, I forgot I wasn't on open mic. Anyway, sorry. I said I had to make a small change to my sleeves. You know, it's really important to have the appropriate sleeve avatar combo for the deck you're playing.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So, this hand can backfire pretty easily. But I get a Scry here. So we scry that one away. Oh, this comes into play tapped. Yikes. Maybe I should have played this differently. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that sucks. I think I'm just supposed to Yeah, I'm just supposed to run this out. This is probably a terrible matchup for my deck. Okay. Blue Bolt's not bad. Means I get to resolve this Zakan Archer and kill his thing. This card is one of the most underrated cards in the cube. It's like every time you play it, it's so good, and people just pass it like crazy. It is one thick ass. Alright, we'll play Canker Bloom here. Cool. I'll just suspend this. Foretell. That's pretty well for lands, yeah. That bodes well for me. Hope he finds it. Cool. I would much rather play a game than a non-game. Alright, resolve my card advantage card while it matter, or while I can. Exclusion Mage, sure. Organ Hoarder. Organ Hoarder's pretty good. Okay. So I could Somberwald Sage, or Stag rather, but then I lose that. Doesn't really feel worth. I don't want to burn this on a 3/2 though. I think I'm going to Exclusion Mage and balance the token. Seems like a nice middle ground. It pushes damage. Cool. I technically could have spent a mana to proliferate, and it would have been free, but there's obviously no value there. Experimental Overload, sure. Mana value 3 or less. Getting an Obliterating Bolt. It's probably gonna, I guess he's gonna kill my Prancer now. Yep. Okay, and then I'm gonna fire off this Poison in the Cup only so that I make sure I get a good draw for my next turn. This, I've got 2 cheaper removal spells. Okay, actually, we'll do this. Give him his 2 for 1 here. All right, Settle the Wilds. So I'm on 6, so I can go get Sifter Worm. Sick.
Oh god, keep the card. 7-year-old?
One thick lad coming right up.
I don't even know what it is. Okay. Hold on, Shears.
Fairy Vandal. Sure. And he kind of has to kill this. Got 3 cards in hand, so he could just counter it. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Not too many. So I'll probably just Poison the Cup whenever he plays this turn and then jam Sifter Worm. Assuming he plays something. He has a 5, so he does kind of have to answer my dorky 2/2 here. Rise from the Tides. Sure. See if he wants to counter this. Both. Coal Creeper. I don't have a flashback spell yet. Alright, Windmill Slam. Alright, looks like he has a counter. That's bad. That's really bad. Pretty rough if this last card's a counter spell. Yeah, that sucks. Last 2 cards being counter spells is quite rough for me. Alright, we chill.
Let it come.
I have to feel like my deck is probably better from top deck position, but I do need to draw some actual spells. Like these mana dorks I'm drawing. Yeah, finding all of my 5-drops into my mana dorks is not the order I put them in my deck to do. Seismic Wave, sure. made the mistake of not playing all the lands out of my hand. I draw 4 cards here. Just have to settle for 2. Well. Not really ready to ship yet. I think I'm just running the Vorak out. Mr. Lorak. Pat Guardian Ant. Pat Guardian Ants to the bottom of my deck. Not exactly where I want them. Briarborn. Cutthroat. Let me just burn this now. If he's got a giant spell, he's got a giant spell, but he hasn't had any cards, and that Briarborn Cutthroat could become giant. Sure, that's a little scarier. Feels like it's going to be pretty hard to come back from this particular position. Rise of the Tides is scary, though. Don't actually have... I think in this case, Behold just being a big flyer was the best part of it. I drew the Vorak, which was nice, but it was just kind of like at this point, like I've been to Manador, drew a land. It was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll settle for the big flyer. He's playing kind of dorky shit, and he's playing removal. I think Ninja the Deep Hours is actually kind of reasonable here. He's playing a bunch of cards that have like that start with 2 power. I think Elspeth's Nightmare is probably quite nice. Kind of want Crochet just to have some stats, be able to counter the burn spells he's playing potentially, or just have like a little more beef. I think this is a matchup where he's playing so much cheap burn that my mana dorks just don't seem super good. Not really as interested in being super fast. I think I take out the bad mana dorks. I leave the better ones. I guess I take out the Ornithopter actually and run the Servant because it's a 2/2. And then, do I want to run... he's playing a lot of tokens. Exclusion Mage is fine. These cards are all fine. Expensive cards not looking the best here, but... I think I still have to run them. Can't lower my creature count too much because I need enough targets for fight spells to work. Cut Exclusion Mage for... I think I want to bring in this Ninja. It seems like... he's not playing a ton of creatures outside of like Rise of the Tide. Yeah, it's supposed to cut Sifterworm. He's playing a bunch of cheap counter spells. Sifterworm not its best. That being said, it is the card that also just lets me kind of... I'm taking out my dork. I took out 2 dorks. I should probably take out Sifterworm here. Just play like a slightly smaller ball game, built around card advantage. Okay, Armor Scrap Gorger's fine. I know that. Yeah, I think I just have to keep this. Lead on Dreamroot Cascade. I could Armor Scrap Gorger potentially into us. Sure. Okay, so there's my black source. I'm on the draw, so I can afford to play a 2-drop here. I'm just supposed to run the Scrap Gorger out in the hopes that maybe he only has 1 spell and he casts it, and then I can Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay, hopefully he does not have another spell to cast. Looks like that went instantly to combat, so that's good. Alright, see if this resolves. Nailed it. Organ Hoarder, sure. Alright, so should get a card from his hand here. Don't. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if this is better or worse for me than getting a card.
So my opening hand was that dwarf and 6 land.
That's a bold keep, sir.
I think there's a probability to draw lands as well.
Kind of want to play this Kroshak here, but I think I'm just gonna play land go. Yeah, I don't want to play my Atsugan Archer here when he's got a card that I'm going to be able to kill with it. I mean, I guess he gets to draw a couple of cards off of it, but whatever. This game was always going to go a little long. Green. Would like to untap. And Jam Blossom Prancer. Oh my god, you draw a counter. Oh, it is the stick from the Spectral Sailor. Okay. Alright. Yep. So he's going to draw a card, he's going to untap, and he gets to draw like another card. Spectral Sailor looking alright here. Getting him some nice solid card advantage, but we are prepared to grind, so. Attack with fire, yep. That means he doesn't get another card, though. Detected Pinchy, yep. Alright. 3. So I can't play into Scatter Ray or make disappear with Kicker. There's no mana leak. Still gonna play my... Ooh, no, I need to actually hold this land until I'm ready to play Ferris Baron Brawler. I can still do this, right? Yeah. Alright, whatever. Play this. Don't be a counterspell. Come on. That's clear. I told you, dude, it's so good. Alright. Solve, take action. Alright. And then I'm gonna leave the Kroshak up this turn, I think. Yeah, and I'll wait a turn, I think. 6, 7. Can I do anything with 7 that I couldn't do with 6? Play Recall Creeper and Stag? That seems irrelevant. I can play Stag and hold... Oh, I'll play Stag and hold it up. That's probably a little better. Kind of expected to immediately draw Settle. I think we're just playing a 4-3 here. Okay. We are chilling. Very Vandal, sure. What if we just slammed a Ferris Baron Brawler? You drew a Scatter Ray. Sure. Order trade. He's already burned fight with fire, right? Mystic. There, we gotta kill him quick before you can find some card draw. This doesn't have trample. It's got a burn spell, bolt. Okay. That's cute. Yep. Shadow Beast sighting. Good draw. Trades both birds for it, I guess. Sure. Right. Well. We're just flashing this back this turn. And then next turn we can buy back Root Coal Creeper and start looping it again. Oh, res the ants? Don't mind if I do. Ooh, Vorak finds me a land. That's so good if it does. It also stick checks with the counterspell, which it looks like he's got. Nailed it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, now we'll crack this and draw a card. Channel. Sure. Blue, blue, tons of green. Play for blue, I guess. Alright. Could still lose this game. On a bit of a... Oh, God, that was such a good top deck. Holy crap. Wow. That was a above average series of top decks. I would have guessed I was basically in an unlosable position, but I suppose Dismiss into Giant Threat plus Impulse is probably pretty good. Oh my god. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, this feels bad, man. I think I was unbelievably favored from here, but I am like in can't win territory now. Wow. That feels appropriate. It's like opponent hits Dismiss into double Great Spell into even better spell. I draw 3 lands in a row. Oh, man. Yep, GG. God bless. Alright, well, I mean, not much I could do about that. Like, he just drew the absolute stone nuts. Would have beaten pretty much any deck in the format. Just not beating that. It's part of what makes it good. It's got... Maybe I want the Arachnir. It doesn't really interact with the Vandal. Does work pretty well on the Pirate. Works pretty well on the bird tokens, but if he's got a bunch of bird tokens, I'm probably just dead anyways. No, I'm just going to chalk that one up to... That was just bad variance. Like, what were the odds that he hits runner in his deck like that? Like, there were so many bad top decks there, and he hit the absolute best one like 3 times in a row. So... Alright, we keep... Swear he's gonna have like lightning or a shock or whatever. He doesn't. Yeah. Got an obliterating bolt or a lightning bolt, sure. I think it's generally in your favor to not let me have these cards in play, but it sucks. Gutter snipe, sure. Feels bad, man. Okay, well. Just get some pressure into play here. Really need to not have a counterspell from this stag here, or a removal spell. That's a behold. Or I don't think saw it coming is in this cube. We're just running stag out there. I don't really have the option not to run it. Just need to be efficient here. If he's got it, he's got it. Bet. Assume this is going to die though still, the sag. Oh, very vandal. Okay, sure. That's pretty good for me. Hard evidence, sure. Draw a card, sure. I think I'm going to place Gasher out here to clear the way. Because he can behold and go up to 4 toughness, but I still win the fight. Nice. Great. And then we'll play this as a police horse. And I think I'm going to flip my ninja here. He doesn't block. Get my stag back. Value Town.
Very cool.
I brought this one in specifically for you, my good friend. Like, most of your creatures seem to not interact particularly well with it.
No, not
I suppose you do have one of the ones in play that interacts reasonably well with it. You know, you get to block it after this. I just need this game to be over quickly. That way, I don't get run over. Yeah, this is hopefully enough to close. If it's not enough to close, there's not much I can do. I've got a bunch of 5-drops in hand. Like a bunch of 5-drops, and I've got plenty of mana. So, okay, so I think this is gonna be a go to combat turn. Maybe it's a Somber Old Stag. He knows I've got the stag, so if he's got a counter spell, he's got 5 cards in hand. I think I'm just gonna flashback the sighting. Actually, let me just take my graveyard value here. I would rather force him to counter this, and then I can draw something else. Okay, yeah. So we read the counter spell. It does suck. He gets that. He's got, what, 6 cards engraved? They're all spells? No, 4 spells. So... oh, God, yep. That card sucks. He gets to go back and get Dismiss. Or Lightning Strike, sure. That's fine. Is he gonna Lightning Strike the ninja? That's a good archer. Okay. Alright, well, I'll offer up the trade. Which one do I want to run out first? One that doesn't get Lightning Striked, maybe? I think I'm going to run out the Arborback Stomper because it's a threat that he needs to answer, but also doesn't use up my cards. I'd rather resolve these later. Just resolve the Trampler now. Dowser. It's really annoying. He's got so much value. Just gotta kill him. Oh, Anoint is not bad. So okay. Go to damage. So I'm just gonna Lightning Strike my ninja here. Yep. Yep. Alright, so we push a damage. I think I resolve Blossom Prancer. Just keep the pressure up. Terramander. Yep. Alright. So we're gonna wait until he goes to, like, make this thing bigger. What's this cost? 5? So you can do it. Okay. Then we go to combat. He knows I've got the reinforced card, so he plays around it. See what he wants to do here. Block, sure. I'll save the Aztecan archer. Actually. Yeah, I'll save it. It kills a couple of those threats still. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do both. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Maybe, I mean, I don't know why you'd use a counterspell, but use. Yep. I assume this means he's gonna flip his, or do his Terramander thing, and I'm gonna. Okay, so the Anoint did exactly what I wanted to do. Still got 3 bangers in the hand. Don't particularly care about that. Blossom Prancer attacks right past it. And trade this in for. Can you just go for the win? Actually, I like this. He's probably going to counter it, but maybe he doesn't have it. He does. Okay. Oh, wait. I just paid for this. Sure. Lightning Strike? So that's what we'll use, sure. Alright. So we got a 3, so like a, I mean, pretty clean there, right? Lots of Branch drew us a card. Right, Iconoclast, sure. And now we'll stack that. Rise in the Tide. Okay. I mean, alright. Rise the Ants, sure. Oh, Elspeth's Nightmare is just a way cleaner way to do that, huh? Got 14 power in play. Not a tiny amount. So, Hieroglyphic Illumination, sure. Let's just add infantry, sure. So I'm gonna cast Rise the Ants this turn, hopefully get somewhere with it. So I take 12, go to 13. And then I'm gonna cast Rise of the Ants. Rise of the Ants. So Rise of the Tide could get us. fire, sure. Just to push 2 damage, got it. It's pretty good from here. Alright, he's on actual factual nothing, so. So 14. This is the make sure I don't die, so this is
Oh no. I think you got it then.
so I did the math right, I should just barely live. Barring an insane top deck.
Where my power? Yeah, you got it.
Close game, dude. This was a scary deck.
Yeah, that was cool. Oh, we're gonna have to cancel our meeting tonight.
Oh, did you lose?
Yeah, I know his deck was much. He drafted way better. I tried to force something that wasn't open, and well, you can imagine how that was.
Yeah, I drafted basically mono green.
See, that plays with something that keeps something down. Obviously, they changed the run a little bit here and there, but it feels like a lot of the same play patterns.
Yeah, I get you. It's also extremely fast, right? Like, it's just blisteringly fast.
Yeah.
Alright, well, good luck.
Good luck.
Alright, so we'll lead on the old breeding pool tapped. Opponent is on Dauntless Bodyguard, so Scrapgorger lining up pretty well here, hopefully. So we get blue off this. We'll play our Scrapgorger. You don't want to sack your Dauntless Bodyguard in response to my Scrapgorger inning play?
Not yet.
I'm assuming this means he's got something. Oh, Silkcore. No, just seeing if I could block warriors, apparently. So 4 mana. So just play Crossroads for green. Got a black source, only need 1. Yeah, do this for green. Stomper. Probably pretty good here. Alright. So hopefully Prancer finds us some gas. Probably going to need it. Alright. I will happily take this trade. Okay, sure. Picker. My stack doesn't trade for that, which is a little awkward. So you got like a removal spell for this thing? Spirit Canadian, sure. Alright, well, stack's still pretty reasonable here. Do I hide my... I guess I technically can't hide the Black Splash, so... I think this is the turn... Oh, no. He's probably playing more... Because the Scrapgorger blocks the Bodyguard indefinitely. I think I'm just supposed to play Blossom Prancer. Kind of forces the issue a little bit here. Gets rid of my thing, too. But I don't have any recursion. I don't think I have any cards that care about Graveyard at all. Yeah, take an Exclusion Mage, sure. Could be useful to reset this Bone Picker here. Fledgling. Probably take a hit from Bone Picker too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take 1 hit from it. I'll reset it so he loses, or reset this Fledgling probably actually at some point. Rise the Ants. That sounds pretty good. Don't mind if I do. I guess we're not blocking this turn, we just send in, right? I did that a little out of sequence, but it's still fine. I'll let him hit me for... Okay, he just scoops the Rise of the Ants value. Good game. Rise of the Ants is it's a heck of a Magic card.
Yes, it was. I did have 4 lands, but yeah, I don't think you go with 4 good cards. I don't think it will do much.
I was a little worried about the Ellis Silcor, but that card's always scary. Pretty much any blood artist in this cube ends up being a little scary.
Yeah.
So, because he's got Ellis and Dauntless Bodyguard, I think Elspeth's Nightmare makes a lot of sense here. Putting this card into like every game. So he is pretty fast, so I don't mind having a fast start with the Llanowar Elves. I don't think this game is going to get super grindy based on the context of his deck. Maybe I change my mind after this game, but I think I want to keep the Llanowar Elves in regardless. Probably take out the Ornithopter here, because it doesn't block particularly well. He wasn't playing any 1/1s or anything. I know I said I want a fast start, but like it's more just being able to get on the board immediately. Ooh, maybe I don't want counterspell, my counterspell here, right? He's playing a lot of dorky creatures. Again, Kroshak. Kroshak not as good without the red removal not being there, huh? There's also Moonblade Shinobi. But I don't think I'm the aggro here. I do think I'm going to take the Kroshak. I don't really like it, but I like it a little bit better than an Ornithopter Paradise. Yeah, I like this. There's a possibility if he's like hyper aggressive, I just boarded this Yavimaya Iconoclast as a 3/2 to trade. Just another dorky thing to block with. It's possible he's that aggressive. He did like just ram Ellis Ilcor. I don't know if I would have made that same line. I'm not saying it's wrong. Just I tend to value Ellis Ilcor super heavily, but he might just be playing it like he might be playing an aggressive deck where he's not going to combo off with it. He's just going to use it in attack because it's a 2/2 Death Toucher that gains him life and pings and stuff, which is totally fine. Oh god. All right, you know what? I'm going to keep this and probably get immediately punished for it. But all right, well, I mean. Falling behind. This is probably a very, very risky keep, but tap land for us is good. Oh my god. So we play Greenland. Suspend Poison the Cup. Pass. And then what does he got? Clarion Spirit. Does he have a 1-drop to follow it up? Alright, that's annoying. Okay, well, we'll kill his recruitment officer and be able to block. That was a great draw to turn one of these lands into a 2/2. Play Deathcap, Archer, kill your officer. And that keeps him off the card advantage. That's right, Overseer, sure. So he is just like playing a bunch of hyper aggro dudes. I know with Affliction was a pretty good draw. So, play my dual land. And we'll pass. So, possibility I double removal spell this turn. Possibility I play Pact Guardian. We'll see. Just depends on how the attacks line up. So not doing anything is not on the table. So I guess we're playing Pact Guardian out here. I'll get rid of this extra black source. Blossom Prancer was a very good draw. Suppose I should have went to combat first, because if he's got a removal spell, he's going to use it, but whatever. Attack my Pact Guardian here. Made a mistake here, for sure. Not playing these out first. Okay. Don't mind killing his flyers here. As I said, my deck has some fantastic value, so I don't mind keeping his board in check with an attack if he wants to block like that. Ellis, Ilkor, Sadistic Pilgrim. Yep, that'll be a great anoint target. He had a removal spell here. He's kind of got to kill the archer to ever get through on attacks. No? Okay. Alright, so getting a little high on lands, but I think I want to keep playing them out for the moment. I think I'm going to go ahead and anoint Ellis and then attack. Yeah. Alright, so he doesn't have an instant. That's interesting. Blue, blue. Green, green, green. Alright, and I'll just play Kroshak out as a 4/4 here. Krushak, that's how you say that name. Banishing Slash, sure. Okay. Deadly Dispute. Okay, well, that's pretty good. Trades in his 1/2 for some fuel. Flesh Taker. Flesh Taker's real good. Alright, got a game. Well, okay, I forgot I had this Poison the Cup. So maybe I can try to get some extra value out of that. Flesh Taker's still annoying. Alright, Artback Stomper, quite nice here. Alright, we'll just bring on the beatdown. Yep. Let's let him resolve this first. One bottom. Okay. And honestly, I'm tempted to just take this trade. Or to... Yeah, I think I'm going to do this and try to get him to attack past me. Black, black, blue, Stomper. Okay, let's play Chonker after Chonker after Chonker here. We're out of gas, but I've got a Surgical Bay that I can sack for another draw. Which also means if I draw Settle, I can still 2-drop Sifter Worm, which is pretty cool. Emergency Weld. Sure. Very cute. Yep. Recruitment Officer. I assume Recruitment Officer is going to... Oh, that's... Yeah. Alright, well, that's kind of gas. Alright, well, that being my opponent's,
Yeah, I think all yourself pretty much what plans is mine anyway. Surgeon's a roadblock for a bit.
Alright, well. Shipping in. Pretty much wherever he puts Flesh Taker is where I will. Right? Sure. Alright, there it is. So now we get to Poison the Cup and just blow him out. See if he finds what he's looking for here. Does not. But we get to kill his Flesh Taker because he got greedy. Alright. GG. I had to for my mono green deck.
You gotta play Oka.
Can I keep a hand with a 4-drop and a 7-drop? Probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. Saying it's bad. This is a strong hand sucks, keep energy, hope to top deck a 2-drop that ramps. Did not nail it. Alright. Well, Matthew's hand also maybe slow. Nope, not slow. There's the dork he wanted. Sky Shroud. Sure. I kept a really bad hand.
So did I.
Oh god, he's attacking me? He's playing a 3-drop? Okay. 2-drop? Sure. Alright. I choose you. Shadow Beast sighting? Okay, so now I can use the Sky Shroud Ambush plus Exclusion Mage next turn to clean up the board, hopefully. What? Sif? You know what? No blocks. I'm choosing to not block warriors today. That's what you were gonna do? That's hilarious. Did you have a removal spell? Alright, well. Sometimes lucky, I guess. So you're welcome, Lots. I saved you 5 mana and gave you a life, or let you deal a damage to me. Okay, sure. Oh. Okay, sure. So you got a rule spell? He does. Gains a bunch of life here. Oh, doesn't gain a bunch of life here. Oh, I did not realize that was gonna. I was just in your comment. I was like, man, he's about to gain a bunch of life.
Yeah, I forgot that was a fight.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to forget.
Even though the card very much looks like a fight spell.
Yeah, it's a tail swipe. Like, how are you taking damage with a tail swipe? You're using it like, you know, if Rabid Bite's a bite, how is tail swipe a fight?
Really doesn't make sense. But yeah, this player effectively needs to do that. I have 3 minutes, man.
Oh lord, that sucks. I'm sorry, bud. My hand is all gas.
Yeah. You keep a land that works 3 spells and 4 lands, and draw lands for 5 turns in a row.
I kind of assumed when I kept a hand with a 4-drop and a 7-drop, I was going to be in for a bad time, but here we are.
That's the first novel manager.
Okay, that's what that is. Okay. So, do I want Elspeth's Nightmare? He's playing like some mana dorks. Kind of a good grindy tool. Sure. I probably should have main decked this card, to be honest. Exclusion Mage is okay. He's playing a few tokens. It's decent tempo, but he's playing a lot of value dudes too. I'm actually going to probably cut it. Maybe I changed my mind here in a second, but the Exclusion Mage only really interacts with the Batterbone. Maybe his deck's slow enough that I'm supposed to do that and try to play for tempo, but could also bring in the Crowshack again. Probably going to go grindy. So I think I'm going to cut the 2 worst of my mana dorks and bring in a little more beef that actually does stuff. These matchups look like, assuming he doesn't draw terribly, that they will go... Yeah, maybe I am just going to bring the Exclusion Mage just to like get tempo on the Batterbone. He also is playing like Squirrel and a handful of other cards that this card could be pretty good against. So I think it's probably better than the other options. because looking at my cards to take out, I'm not really seeing anything else I want to remove. Everything else just looks like it's good grindy value or part of my... Maybe I'm supposed to take the Llanowar Elves out, but I don't really have any good cards to bring in. I mean, Chainweb Arachnir is okay. It comes with 3+1. You know what? He actually does play a couple of flyers. That's probably... I'm going to swap. I'm going to just cut all the acceleration here and try to play cards that are as good of top decks as possible. Because I feel like, despite that game having been pretty fast, on average, I think these games are going to go really long. I don't want to draw a Mana Dork later in the game. I don't mind drawing one. Like, okay, this hand would be better. This hand would have been much better as Llanowar Elves. Getting punished for one of the cards I swapped out when I sideboarded. Yeah, kept another kind of slow hand. Alright. Okay, well, I think I have to play the Vorak here. I think we're just going to have to play the Vorak into the Pack Guardian, then we settle for a 5-drop. Because if I settle for a 4, what can I get? Bannerhag, Kroshak, Shadow Beast Sighting. I think a 5 or a 6 makes more sense. 6 for Rise of the Ants is probably where I want to cast this card. Cast it when I get to 5 lands. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Just cast my Vorak here. Yeah, keep this. This card is so sweet.
You're playing the Vorak? You're the one who took it?
I am the one who took it. You gonna do-blade it?
Hey, boys.
Hello.
Who got knocked?
We are in the finals. Lots and I are playing for first.
Nice. We got 8 folks.
I know.
Really impressive.
We came to the conclusion it's because you weren't here.
That actually makes a tremendous amount of sense.
So
Oh my
I'm,
god, is this like the Soul Tide Black Queen matchup?
yeah, it's the value dork mid-range no synergy mirror.
Alright.
And lots is deep in the tank.
So I think I might have, said this to you already, but I'd like you to participate in the, Peasant, like, Abzan Spectrum movie design.
All right, yeah, that sounds fun.
Since it was your idea, yeah, I want you to sing that.
Sounds good. All right, so how do I not die here?
He doesn't accept defeat. Listen to Matt. Chris consistently drafts a bad deck in Peasant, so it used to be a good deck.
Oh god, do you have Tail Swipe? Am I about to get max punished for this play?
I think Tailswipe only gives +1/+1 at sorcery speed.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Interesting decision of fight the creature comes back, but I guess you have to do with the card set.
I mean, it's
Archer has been such a sweet little green card.
this is the worst Atsakan Archer has been the entire night lots, and it's getting me a tempo advantage, so I'll take it.
Oh my god. We put several violence in this.
I'm actually really happy with this card. Like it feels like one of the alchemy cards. It's a little less egregious. I mean, it's really good. Don't get me wrong, but it's felt powerful without being busted most of the night.
Yeah.
It's also, it leads to one of the few things that I like. One of the things I like about it is, unlike a lot of the other alchemy cards, it's not just like random RNG bullshit. It has like some sequencing decisions where you like, do I want to play my land so that I can get a better tutor or whatever?
Right, and if you draw it late, it doesn't give you the card advantage. You really have to be. Yeah. I pushed hard to cut it this week, and Tim reeled me back in.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I think it's one of the few alchemy cards I do like quite a bit.
What's your position on Side of Siphoner?
I think it's most of the time just a better Snapcaster Mage.
I do not disagree with you.
Yeah, I think there's honestly more spots in Peasant where there's holes that alchemy cards can fill than the unrestricted. I think unrestricted, there's not a lot of space that alchemy is fitting that is truly unique, right? Like, whereas at Peasant, there are some unique effects.
I think the stuff in Alchemy, like, Settle is kind of unique as a ramp spell, especially in the unrestricted cube. Like, it scales with the power of your environment. If the only 4 drops in your deck are, like, Rekindling Phoenix, Questing Beast, and Escus Chariot, although we did just cut Escus Chariot, then, like, drawing any one of those 3 cards is totally fine, you know? But it's like you said, it promotes sequencing decision. I think for the most part, the alchemy cards that we are playing in unrestricted are more for density or a particular type of effect rather than like unique effects, especially since we just got Snapcaster. Like, I think Tezzeret's Reckoning is a really good card, but if we get a 2-mana card selection spell that's better or equivalent, then we'll probably cut Reckoning.
I do like Reckoning as well. That card's really good. Yeah, I think that the first time I cast it, I was like, holy crap, you know, it's
Yeah, it's
a little crazy.
Solid. It's rock solid. And it could have been a paper card too. They just don't want to print good blue cards into standard sets. Like, they could have easily just made it exile the top 3.
Yeah, somebody pointed out why it was. Somebody pointed out it was like if you flip a card face down or whatever, there's some memory issues. But yeah, it would have been a little awkward. But most of Magic is getting played on paper these days, so.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, on Arena, it not getting played in paper.
Yeah. I knew what you meant. Guardian New Edition.
Yeah, then I just have to decide how I want to do my blocks here.
So you drafted with us before? I don't think I've seen you around.
No, this is my first time.
Welcome. Thank you. Did you enjoy the drafts?
Yeah, it's really fun. Come back on Sunday, it's even more fun with the mythics.
Yeah. Man, the unrestricted cube has reached a pretty serious power level at this point, and they just keep printing insane fair cards. So,
I did play an alchemy card. For what it's worth, I tutored the wrong card, so.
I'd also really like that Rough-Line Attendant.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that card.
I want Voice of Resurgence or Elodomri's Call.
As somebody who won with that card this week, that card is not very good.
What, the cheater?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah. It's good in a blink deck, and it's insane on turn 2. It's positively insane.
I mean, I had it on turn 2, and it wasn't really that good.
Did you have a lot of the token making threats that are not creatures in your deck?
Not really.
Okay. Interesting.
I just, like, I would have been happier if it was just, like, Lunar Gas or something.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. I mean, I think the thing that I like about the card is a lot of those creature-based synergy decks, they just get absolutely picked apart by efficient removal. You, like, play your thing that interacts with your plan, it gets fatal pushed. Then you play the next thing that interacts with your plan, it gets doom bladed. And then everything else in your hand is, like, a fine card, but that's just not good enough to win games of unrestricted anymore. Just playing, like, generically powerful cards on curve, like, you have to have a plan. Yeah, no, I'd be into it too. I mean, I would be into that too. What I like about rope line in our current environment is it enters the battlefield and it just sets up the token value, and you can't take that away from you.
I don't know if this was correct, letting him know about it. Yeah, and he's got the value card here. That sucks.
Voice of Resurgence serves a similar function. So I really like the card.
I mean, my Sifter Worm should be pretty good here.
Played somewhat in Pioneer, right? So we should go to this point.
I would think so. I mean, it's just a great card for green white.
So I actually do want to draw another line here at some point.
If it's played in Pioneer, then at some point we should have it.
Yes, yeah, no, totally. I took the point. Like, if it's a well played card in Pioneer, they're probably going to want to do it.
Oh, this has Death Touch.
Hopefully sooner rather than later. I haven't read this card in a while.
Lots of your deck just makes so much crap.
Yeah, Voice is a great card. I would rather play this in Rope Line Attendant if we had it.
I do think it does have the slight issue of continuing to punish blue for not having good cards.
Yeah, it sort of does. Honestly, between this and Eladonri's Call, I would rather get Eladonri's Call.
Batterbone's quite good.
But I'll take
I assume he's not going to ever play into my Essence Scatter, but if that keeps ever playing creatures, sure.
My request to replace Company Herd in the queue.
What, do you think it's too good, or do you think it's horrible?
I think it's too good.
It's just kind of like we were comparing it to the other cards that generate value, and they just take so much more mana to generate than Herd does. It's just so efficient.
It is. Yeah.
But that one is not.
Modern Horizons card, presumably, I can't remember what it's from.
It's a Modern Horizons card.
That makes sense.
So I would look for something to replace that with, because it's obnoxious.
So, are there any more matches after this?
No, this is the last one.
Alright. Is it cool if I bounce?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If the matches are wrapped up, you head out when you want to.
Alright. Alright. See you in a little bit, dude. It was fun. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Well, see you guys next time.
I guess.
This is very awkward. You say you have no synergy lots, but this Ravenous Squirrel is...
I love Ravenous Squirrel. It's like one of those cards that's like just on the edge for unrestricted, but it's like not quite there.
So what do you think, Chris? Is this new title I have like a King of the Hill thing? Like somebody has to,
Take it from you?
yeah, so I get to keep it until someone wins 2 in a row?
No. This is a special title, I think. Actually, you know what? Your way might be better. Your way might be better.
Well,
It was a hard achievement to acquire.
2 days.
It was, and we did make Melody Supreme Champion for life. So. Okay. Yeah. Keep it until somebody else does it.
Alright, yeah, so, anyhow, so all I have to do is stop whoever wins this on Sunday and I get to keep it in the loop.
Correct. Did you enjoy the title that came up with Edward Trophy Hands?
Oh yeah, probably this.
I thought it was
If I won tonight, I was gonna make you redo it though for 3 trophies.
ooh. What would we even go with at that point?
Well, if I beat Tell in the finals, I was gonna request, like the 3-peat, the 3 Tell.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he was sadly had to inform me after round 1 that we wouldn't be meeting this week.
I did finish 2-1 though. And the only person who beat me is the guy you're playing.
What did you draft tonight, John?
I tried to draft Black Red Sacrifice, but it wasn't open, and I just kept going with it anyway. So I'm just like a Black Red Amber deck.
Yeah.
We're in the this is the Peasant Cube that you hear about on on the internet. That's what we decided to play tonight, Chris. We're just playing all Mole Drifters, Neither of us are interested in attacking. We're just just over here grinding value.
Yeah. Two green decks mixed with black Yeah, honestly, the other thing we could maybe take it off is Theo, but Theo doesn't play Peasant Cube anymore. Actually, most of our admins don't play Peasant Cube anymore.
I think it would be fair that for someone who doesn't play Peasant could get it if they just won 2 unrestricted in a row.
I can see that maybe.
I don't know. I think you should have to. I think you should have to win both.
Yeah, I think you should have to win both, which probably means you'll hang on to this for a pretty long time. But you know, 2 videos in a row is impressive.
2 through 4. Sack.
Well, if this keeps up, Held might have a chance on Sunday to take it from me already.
I was afraid you'd have that.
Ooh, that's well.
It's not.
Kind of brutal, but it's not
It's good, but it's not crazy here.
Yeah, it is still pretty good though. That was passing the front side, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was afraid he'd have it, but I just kind of had to put him on it. The squirrel's just grinding so much value, he was eventually going to draw it anyways.
Yeah. This is one of the reasons that when people are like, "Oh, every green interactive spell in Magic is terrible," it's like, yeah, but in modern Magic, like, you do realize that there are utility creatures you like have to interact with or you'll lose. I think you have to play a couple of exceptional, like, fight or punch spells in your green section to see your mono green deck can interact. It's not as true in like Legacy Cube, because Legacy Cube's ramp deck is almost like a combo deck. There's like nothing in the middle of Green's curve, it's just like 1 drops, 2 drops, and then like 6 and up drops. But in a fair environment like this one, even the like quote unquote hardcore Green ramp deck is a lot mid-rangier than like a Legacy Cube ramp deck.
Okay, so if I'm reading the results right, the winner of this match is first, the loser gets second, and then me and the guest get third and fourth.
That seems right. Alright, yep. I think you have. We might be reaching the point where his deck just has more card advantage than mine. I'm running out of gas here.
You've got options.
I'm guessing you can reinforce it to see it from
Does it say it can only be used as a sorcery?
Blossom Transfer is such an insane uncommon.
Yeah,
it's pretty good for 5 now. I think it's insane.
5,
A 4/4
4, 5,
draw a good card in your green deck with Breach is pretty good. It doesn't gain life, doesn't it? Like, that would be really nice. Oh, it does gain life. Okay, so yeah, I think it's insane. Like, as a value card, anyway, like, my more proactive green decks wouldn't be as interested in it, but they definitely still play it.
oh, Chris, is there any reason Archmage Charm is in the queue?
Yeah, but there really isn't an effective way to beat mono blue.
Well, yeah, I guess I figured maybe you just cast it on like turn 4 or 5 or whatever.
Sure, but like if you read the card, like it's got a lot of modality, but is it like worth 5 min?
No, this is actually work how I think it does.
It works how you think it does.
Yeah, you don't actually spend 10 mana, but like most counter spells, like isn't a lot of its value based around the idea that you're gonna be able to cast it on 3. Like the way that I read that card is like, yeah, it's good, but if you can't cast it until later in the game and you can't hold up a second counter spell when you're on a decent amount of mana because you spent all of your blue mana, is it that good? I don't know.
I guess I was just looking at it because the other counter spells are just so terrible. I wanted to find something.
Yeah, no, I hear you 100%. I'll be honest. This is more of a statement about the quality of our counter magic than it is about this card being a good card. But I think Dismiss is going to be a decent addition to the format as it stands now. If we had better counter spells, we would be playing it. But
This feels like a very productive turn for me, Lots.
So
I felt pretty big brain. I don't know about you. Good game, bud.